But
The badge. When you have the energy, you have the role. Yeah, so the first El Clásico was between Real Madrid and Barcelona in 1929. So what I mean to say by that is that the institutions will always live on, before and after the appearance of these players. That said, of course, when you have teams as packed with stars as Real Madrid and Barcelona, it's always possible for one player, one play to determine the game, right? Sometimes, indeed, it was Messi or Ronaldo. But very many other times it was Suarez or Benzema, right? And so, to be honest, as a football fan, I was always much more interested in the battles on the field, like Messi versus Casemiro. That's a much more commonly, seen clash, right? Because of the positioning of the players, right? And because of the goals and objectives of each of those players. And so, when you're actually watching a football game, Messi and Cristiano would not very often kind of connect or kind of intersect. Whereas, this very weekend we'll be watching Casemiro basically trying to stunt the best player in the world as he tries to score. So that's what I've always been more interested in. That being said, look, we have the privilege of watching Messi for a few more years, and as the best player in the world, which he clearly is and has been, I think that rather than comparing always to one player to another, I think we should just be grateful that we're lucky enough to watch Messi play. So often we say, oh, well, what if we were able to watch Pelé and Maradona play together, or Cruyff, or all of these players coincide at once? We imagine these things and we like to debate about it, but we were lucky enough to watch both Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi play for 10 years together. And so, I don't know if that'll happen again. But what I can say is I know that they will be playing for La Liga. And the reason is, La Liga is the league where the technical players will always grow the most. It's a league where physicality is always going to be important in football, speed, size, but technical ability, tactical ability, decision making, that's what makes a player like Messi amazing. That's what makes a player like Modric amazing. It's not how high they jump, how hard they kick. And so I know that because of this, because of the style of play that La Liga has always had, we'll always be able to be joined by these amazing players. And like I said, hopefully Vietnamese players someday, because I said we share those characteristics as football players.
And how do you think of the quality of the Real Madrid and Barcelona player at this time, and the battle on the bench between Zinedine Zidane and the newcomer, the coach Kicker Setien, right?
Sure. Well, it's interesting because it's going to be both of the coaches' first match this season, right? Zidane wasn't on the bench, and neither was Setien back in October. So in that sense, it's going to be exciting. But to be honest, El Clásico is always... You can never compare it to another El Clásico. You can never compare it to the weekend before, or even in this case last night. El Clásico is a match that affects the players in a very different way. When they step on the field, it doesn't matter what happened a week ago. It doesn't matter what happened last time they played. They are motivated very, in such unique ways that I can't even imagine, right? And only they know. But look, it's I want to give you a good answer because it's a really interesting subject.